It all started when that bloody off licence opened. Before then, it's been quite quiet around here. It's mostly older people, you know, not many. And the shops, well, they're not the kind of shops to attract, you know, thugs, hooligans, delinquents, whatever you're supposed to call them nowadays. But as soon as that offie opened, everything changed, almost overnight, because that's when this group started hanging around outside, usually on a Friday and Saturday nights. Although a few of them did lurk around during the week as well. There could be up to 15 of them, girls and boys. It wasn't the hanging around so much that pissed me off. They were just being kids. But bloody noisy. The bloody football was constantly going bang, bang, bang as they kicked it against the shop fronts. Pissed me off because they were usually drunk and they didn't shut up till past midnight. I have to work weekends, so that really wound me up. The office shouldn't have been serving them. And I told the bloke in there that it weren't right. Those kids weren't 18. I weren't the only one that complained to that bloke. When the office started to ask for ID and started to refuse to serve them, things got worse. At first, they'd ask anyone to get them fags or booze when they went into the shop. They shouted at the ones who said no, and the others were too scared to refuse. One old girl stopped going out at all. Thought she might get knifed or something. That's what you read in the papers, ain't it? And then, the people going in to get them a drink weren't being served because they were buying it for the kids. And the police were supposedly watching. And that's when the trouble really began. At first, the kids started breaking windows, you know, chucking stones and spraying stuff on the shop fronts. Mrs. Kapoor, who owns the laundrette, had to clean off some words which I ain't even going to repeat. Saturday and Sunday mornings, I'd come downstairs and there'd be rubbish everywhere. Broken glass, bottles, cans, chips, kebabs, you name it, it was there. If we'd been really unlucky, someone would have pissed on our stairs or on the pavement outside. And blimey, the smell. Once, something disgusting had been put through the letterbox of the stationery shop. I got my car damaged. A twisted area and a scratch down the left side. So I stopped parking in my flat. I knew the insurance wouldn't pay out more than once, and I didn't want to risk my premiums going up. However, one of the old blokes who can't walk too well, he's got one of those disabled spaces. He's had all sorts done to his car. It's been keyed, wing mirrors snapped off, there's dents in the bonnet where someone's walked over it. What should he do? Park it elsewhere and walk? Poor old geezer. Can't walk and he can't afford the repairs. People kept calling the police. They'd turn up and the kids would do a runner. They seemed to have some kind of sixth sense and knew when a police car was about to pull round the corner. As soon as the car was gone, they'd be back. Even more rowdy and offensive than ever. Shouting at us as though we were in the wrong. It got so bad that people stopped going out at night. They thought they might get abused or beaten up. Didn't stop me. But it felt as though we were all stuck indoors. Especially after a young mum was pushed over by this big kid. She only asked him to keep the noise down so the baby could sleep. My girlfriend wouldn't visit unless I came to meet her around the corner and bring her to my door. There were times when the police managed to catch and nick some of them, having to chase them when they ran off. Though some of the bigger ones didn't bother to run in the end. I suppose they felt heroes in front of their mates. The police community support officers got to know the names of them kids too. We heard that 3 of them were given ASBOs. But look what happened. That kid who burned down that flat weren't even supposed to be out. I don't know whether them things work. But all I know is that when the offie closes down, those kids will probably vanish. Me and my neighbours, we should be talking about the weather or something, rather than talking about what's been smashed up and who's been assaulted. Funny thing, it's brought us closer together, you know, as a community. We're united in being afraid, if you like. But it ain't right, is it? We shouldn't feel like this in our own homes.